Gamers, I'm back. For you guys on YouTube, I've been here all along, but I have been gone for 2 weeks. If you want to know why, there's a YouTube video explaining it. But I know some of this stuff is old. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you've heard it, but if you haven't, this is the right spot. So we're gonna go through some more information about Sengoku, Daimyo, Civilization, Variant Civ, whatever, Golden Horde, and then there's going to be a post we're going to go through about the Crucible, which is the new game mode they're releasing, and as well there's some screenshots from, I think this is from a day ago. So a lot of, so basically at Gamescom you could play the new civilizations there, and a lot of people were recording. I didn't really know that was happening. Maybe I would have gone to Gamescom if I did, and then I could record or even live stream for you guys. But it is what it is. So this is like written from either people collecting information left or right, or from first-hand information. So yeah. Now, one thing I do want to say before we get started is what I do know is that the build, when I say the build, think of it like a patch that was showed at Gamescom was like a month or 2 months old. So basically, whatever is shown there or whatever I tell you here, some things might change. That's how game development works. Okay, at least for this one. Sengoku Daimyo is the toughest of the new civs to classify, at least for me. The civilization seems to be based around 2 pillars: map control and their Daimyo estates. In the Dark Ages, civilization has a new economic building called the Matsuri. This is the building that looks like a festival ground with a torii gate in front that increases the gather rate of villagers working in a radius around it. In exchange for this, it seems that Sengoku does not have access to the Daimyo town centers. So compared to Japanese, this is something that I mentioned. You cannot upgrade Daimyo town centers like you can with Japanese. The Matsuri interacts with a new unit called the Yatai, which is an economic worker that gathers food from fish, berries, or animals without depleting them. Okay? From the Steam screenshots, the animal may need to remain alive, so no moving carcasses, no moving deer carcasses with pro scouts for safe Yatai gathering. Okay, so if this thing gathers food for free, and I'm assuming it's gonna be like not the same for berries and the fish and the boar and the deer. This looks like something you could potentially deny very easily by just killing the deer, and then the opponent can't do it. But also, depending how much HP it has, maybe you can just go and kill it, right? After gathering enough food, the Yatai sends a food trader, quote unquote, to the Matsuri that will increase the gather bonus. At this time, we don't know if the food trader needs to arrive at the Matsuri to give you collected food, or if you get the food gathered immediately and the food trader is just a gather bonus. So this looks like a mechanic, like an Aken chapel that you need to level up to. Basically, you get Yatai, it gathers food, and then the food trader arrives at Matsuri, which is the new building, and then increases the gather bonus around it. Now the question is, how far does this stack? What percentage do you get? Do you get percentage? Do you get more resources? In contrast to the Japanese parent city, it looks like Sengoku do not have bannermen. The 2 feudal landmarks are the Kaka Township, which can now reveal a select part of the map or create shinobi ambushes by building or stealth forests. No idea what this actually is. Instead of creating shinobi, and the Ryokan, which provides 60 population space, has some kind of healing aura? Oh, that's the second landmark. I thought it's like shinobi. And at Gamescom reveals all huntable animal on the map. Wait, okay, so the first one is Kaka Township that can reveal select part of the map, like a scan? Like just like a, oh god. Can you imagine how many people are gonna report people for map hacking with this landmark? If it reveals part of the map, like you can just scan the opponent's base. And instead of, or you can create shinobi ambushes. And Ryokan, which I'm assuming is the second landmark, provides 60 population space. That's insane. That's actually kind of wild because the feudal landmark costs 600 resources, so you get 300 resources back. Has some kind of healing aura, and at Gamescom reveals all huntable animals on the map. The last part of the rear card may be changed for release since the official website mentions that Sengoku gets all huntables revealed at game start, and the Sengoku weren't playable at Gamescom, so this could be easily outdated info they didn't change. Okay, then this landmark has to be doing something else. Like, if it just gives a healing aura and 60 pop space, that's not that good. That sounds like Abbey of Kings that doesn't give you a king but gives you pop space. The feudal age for the Sengoku gives them access to Daimyo estates. The Sengoku build these estates dedicated to one of the 3 different clans, Hojo, Oda, and Takeda, which gives bonuses to melee infantry, range infantry, and cavalry respectively. Okay, we knew that. Your first Daimyo estate costs 100 wood and 100 stone, like Ottoman. But then each successive estate costs double and has 200 more HP. This increase might only be for each estate of the same type. So if you were to build 3 estates, 2 Oda and 1 Takeda, only the second Oda estate would have the increased health and cost. Or might count all estates the same. So in previous example, the Takeda estate would cost 400 stone and 400 wood if it was built last. The max support you can give to the clan is 3. And as you increase the support for a clan, you unlock not only exclusive technologies, but also other bonuses. The Hojo, for example, increases health of all melee infantry, gives deflective armor to barracks units, produced in their estate influence that at max support lets you call up levies for no cost. Okay, so this part, I remember from the official website. By the way, some people also told me some things that I don't have written down, but I remember. But basically, so you know how Japanese has 3 bannermen. The Sengoku has no bannermen, but they have 3 different buildings that you make, but you can only choose 2 out of the 3 to make. So you cannot have the melee infantry, ranged, and the cavalry one. You can either have, you can have 2 of those 3. But it seems like if you go for the melee one and ranged one, you can make 3 melee ones and 3 ranged ones. And also, if you build around them, you also unlock things. So in the melee one, you get the health of all melee infantry increased, but it gives deflective armor to barracks units produced in the estate's influence. So this is kind of like, it's kind of like the Byzantine cisterns they used to increase in cost, I guess, with Ottoman blacksmith, where you build inside the influence and you get more bonuses for it. And then at max support, which means, because it says you can build up to 3 for each clan, you can call up levies for no cost, which is, I'm assuming, means like the gremlins. According to your official site, not all clans can be supported at once, but we don't know that. If that's a hard or soft limit, screenshots indicate you can support at least 2 at once. Daimyo estates can produce a Daimyo, a heavy melee cavalry unit that increases the attack speed of nearby units. 1 Daimyo per estate, as well as militia, which are weak units that do not have bonuses against anything. Okay, well, you can't have bannermen, but you can have Daimyo, which is basically a bannerman that increases the attack speed. So bannerman increases the damage done. Technologies from the Daimyo estates include giving a Yumi bow to samurai, Hojo tech, giving an Odachi to mounted samurai, Takeda. What is an Odachi? Unlocking early Ozotsu, Oda. Oda is the ranged one, I guess. And giving a Pavis-like ability to Tanegashima Ashigaru, an early hand cannon unit. Pavis ability. Pavis ability is the French crossbow ability. Wait, they get the French crossbow ability on the hand cannoneers that you can build, I'm assuming, in castle? Called the Tate. Oh god. The Tater. Estate technologies also seem to have age requirements, so think like early Ozotsu. Okay, so things like early Ozotsu require castle age. Okay, there we go. In contrast to the Japanese parent civ, the Sengoku does not have Onabugeisha. Instead, they have Kanabo Samurai. Those are the ones we have seen already. These are the ones that do bonus damage to enemies based on enemies' max health. So they kind of don't counter either melee or ranged or cavalry. They counter high HP units. They also have a unit called the Yari Cavalry, which is a cavalry unit that has bonuses against other cavalry as well as ranged units. Okay, that's broken. Both of these are available in Feudal Age. Okay, wait a minute. This one doesn't seem great. I might be completely off. Someone at Gamescom said it was 8% health per hit. Okay, that is a lot. But this unit being available in Feudal is whatever. Because what Feudal units have high HP? Like Knight? That's it, right? I mean, maybe there's some else, but you kind of probably want these in Imperial. But they would also probably be all around a good unit to have. It depends on the cost and how much HP armor they have. Obviously, yeah, they're gonna shit on elephants and OTD, yeah, for sure. But this one, it's a cavalry unit that has bonuses against other cavalry as well as ranged units. That's crazy. Because this means, I'm just theory crafting. Why would I not every single game make Yari Cavalry? I mean, they kill ranged units and other cavalry. And then you go Yari Cavalry into... They have Yumi Archers, right? I wonder how much damage they have against other cavalry. Because the thing is, like, you have stuff like camels that counter cavalry, but camels don't counter ranged units, right? I'm very interested about this unit's stats because this seems broken to me. The two castle landmarks for the Sengoku are Temple of Equality and Sake Brewery. So one same landmark, one new. The Temple of Equality now provides bonuses for the Iko-Iki monks. The Sengoku's unique religious unit that does not provide targeted healing, but rather heals in an aura when it hits an enemy. Okay, we saw this in the preview thing. This is either very trash or very good. If it's healing like 5 health per hit, that's crazy, right? The Sake Brewery, on the other hand, generates regions around itself that villagers can work to generate gold. Is this Kura's storehouse that makes gold? That's a bit crazy. That's a bit crazy. I mean, again, it's the numbers. I am not a fan of more passive gold. Okay, this is technically not passive. I guess you got to put workers, but yeah. In the Castle Age, it seems that Sengoku does not have access to Onimusha, Buddhist monks, or Shinto priests. It also seems like the Tanadera Ashigaru become available in Castle Age. This is the Hand Cannoneers. Wait, does that mean they don't have crossbows? Finally, the Imperial Age landmarks are Sword Hunt statue, as well as Castle of the Crow. Again, one old, one new. No idea what the new Castle of the Crow does. Okay, cool. But the Sword Hunt statue give bonuses to Daimyo. Plus 30% attack speed bonus to their aura? As well as militia to their Daimyo states. Level 3 Daimyo states generate militia 50% faster. What? So their bannermen, whatever they're called, Daimyo, give attack speed. That attack speed has to be between 5 and 15%, right? Which is, let's assume safe, it's 10%. You get 30% attack speed just by building a landmark. It's like just having the English like buff permanently and that's it. Level 3 Daimyo estate generated militia 50% faster. Again, we don't know what this exactly means or how it works, so that's a hard one to say. That's it. Let's move to the next one. The Golden Hoarder. Isn't it just Golden Horde? Oh, it is. You just missed that. The Golden Horde is a civ that seeks to outproduce the enemy. Oh, apparently, by the way, Golden Horde and the Sengoku were not playable at Gamescom, which is why there's like more info and more videos and stuff out for the other two civilizations. It seeks to outproduce the enemy and has several bonuses that contribute to this. Unlike its parent civs, the Mongols, the Golden Horde does not have the ability to move its buildings around. Okay, that's big. And does not start with max population. Wait, what? Needing to build gurs as houses. In exchange for this, the Golden Horde can build palisade walls, but it seems that they still cannot build keeps or stone walls. Wait, but can you move gurs? Wait, so like your lumber camp and your gold mine and all that is like a house and you just can't move them at all? But they can't build keeps or stone walls, but they can build palisade walls, okay? In Dark Age, the Golden Horde does not start with a Khan. Instead, they have their unique landmark called the Golden Tent. This is what we saw like a House of Wisdom. Yeah, much like House of Wisdom, the Golden Tent is the Golden Horde only landmark, and age ups are all performed at this building. Okay, so like Abbasid Ibid. The Golden Horde produces all of its units except for the Khan in group of 2 by default. From the screenshots, this can be increased to at least 3 and can be further modified by edict. Okay, if I remember correctly from the website, we saw in screenshots that there are 3 units coming at the time, and if the units are coming in groups of 2 by default, I'm assuming they're coming in groups of 3 if you use stone to make them, if they do work like Mongols in that sense. Edict is like one of those tower upgrades, right? In the Dark Age, what is GH? The Golden Horde, okay, does have access to its 2 unique buildings, Stockyard and Fortified Outpost. The Stockyard is the food thing. Fortified Outposts are their own version of Outposts. They're like bigger and they got like abilities you can activate or some shit. The Stockyard is an improved pasture, letting multiple villagers gather food from animals and have a near instantaneous drop-off. That is big. Fortified Outposts by themselves do not do anything other than be a stronger tower, but various edicts can take effect in their area of influence. Yeah, so it's basically like the Stockyard is kind of like farms, but you're gathering from animals, but apparently it's an instant drop-off. And if I remember, you can have 8 villagers on them. Fortified Outpost edicts are like aqueducts for Byzantine. You can like, I'm assuming that's how it works. You can like swap the effect in the influence. So yeah, surely villagers are not made in batches. That'd be funny if they were. But I'm assuming, would that matter? I guess it would be a bad thing because your first villager would be later. There are 4 edicts, but we currently only know of 2, the Stockyard Edict and the Karash Edict, Castle Age Tech. The Stockyard Edict makes stockyards and the Fortified Outpost influence generate gold, we knew that, while the Karash Edict makes military buildings generate a Karash with each batch-produced military unit. We saw these in screenshots. Only 1 edict can be in effect at the time. Edicts are global effects. Oh, shit. Wait, so it's not per tower, it's global? Ooh, that sounds like a very difficult thing to manage. IMO. Speaking of stone, it seems that the Golden Horde can make multiple Ubus up to a limit, but we don't know what the limit is yet. I'm assuming it's like Malian, yeah. It's like Malian pit mines, which is 1 per age, with an age up option providing another way around this. But this is just a speculation. We know that these Ubus generate stone even on depleted mines, albeit at a reduced rate. Video showed 70 stone per minute for a stone mine, 60 stone per minute for a depleted. I mean, okay, that's not that different. But this may be just Dark Age rates. It's very hard to starve the Golden Horde out of stone. I'm assuming the stone is going to be used a lot in a lot more important ways to compare to Mongol if you're getting this much more stone. Karash mentioned above are light melee unit that provide damage reduction to their allies. Okay. To advance the feudal, the Golden Horde has two options. The first, Khans and Torguds, decreases the cost of their Khan and his bodyguards, as well as increases their health. Okay, the second option, building cards, provides 2 building cards that can be unpacked into any military building, but seemingly cannot be packed up again. And another building card at all successive age ups. Okay, so you get an option that your Khan and his bodyguards are cheaper and increases their health. The second option is you get 2 military buildings immediately, basically, the moment you unpack them, but you can't pack them again. And then another military building per age up, which means this is better probably long term, right? If it increases the health and decreases the cost. But this gives you 2 production buildings immediately, which is actually, in terms of any civ in the game, I mean, you have like English with Council Hall, you have French with... Getting 2 production buildings immediately seems very strong because you also produce in 2s. So if they have Keshik, you can produce 2 Keshik plus 2 archers immediately, or like 2 Keshik, 2 Mangura immediately. That seems very, very strong. In the feudal age, the Golden Ten can produce the Khan that, unlike the Mongols, is a heavy melee cavalry unit and must be purchased instead of being free. The Golden Horde Khan provides an attack damage buff to nearby units as long as they're engaged in combat that increases. As long as they're engaged in combat that increases the longer they are fighting. It seems like this Khan can get a ranged attack as an activated ability. This is a bit unclear. Provides an attack damage to nearby units as long as they're engaged in fight. Like, can he just stand in the back like Mekter, or does the Khan need to hit? And the longer you're fighting increases the damage done. Does this scale? Can you have like a spearman with 1000 damage? The ranged attack is not an attack. It is an arrow that debuffs all enemies in an area around it. Okay. Based on the comments from Zero Empires, one of the devs, it's looking like the Golden Horde cannot normally recruit Mangudai. They may only be available from a castle age up option. Okay, so no feudal Mangudai. To prevent the Khan from being sniped, there are Torgud units, also produced at the Golden Tent. They're heavy melee cavalry that deflect all damage from the Khan to themselves. Okay, we knew this already. If they're close enough. And heal the Khan outside of combat. That's new. Both the Khan and themselves automatically upgrade each age. So this is like Demon Lancers. So they take all the damage that Khan would take and they heal him too. Heal the Khan. Okay, they don't heal themselves. They heal the Khan. Okay. To advance to the Castle Age, the Golden Horde can either... By the way, how useful this Khan is depends completely on its stats. Like how strong it actually is. Because if it's squishy and you need to make these other guys to protect it, then... Meh. To advance to the Castle Age, the Golden Horde can either go with the Gathering of the Golden Horde or Relic Ubus. Gathering of the Golden Horde instantly provides you with a Horseman and a Mangudai for each Uvu and Golden Tent that you have. Similar to the Ottoman Janissary Vizier point. It seems to add a Man-at-Arm and a Mangudai to some other reinforcement ability that they have attached to their Uvus. Okay, so you get immediately a Horseman and a Mangudai for each Uvu and Golden Tent that you have. I mean, how many can you have then? 2? Plus Golden Tent, that's 3. So you age up and you get 3 Horsemen and 3 Mangudai in Castle Age. And you get Man-at-Arm and Mangudai to some reinforcement ability that does that they have attached to their ubus, which I'm assuming cost stone because of all the stone you're getting. I mean, this depends how much this reinforcement ability already gives. Relic ubus lets your shamans consume a relic to create an ubu. This does not count against your build limit, but and increases the ubu stone generation by 20%. No idea if the relic is returned if the ubu is destroyed. Wait, you literally destroy a relic. Okay, this is an interesting one. This is a completely new type of mechanic. Your shaman can basically eats up a relic and you make another ubu that does not count to the build limit. Let's assume you can build 4, 1 per age, and increases the ubu stone generation by 20%. Does this mean of all ubus or one? Assuming the ubus scale with age and you can have 4, and then you can also make more ubus by consuming relics and increase ubu stone generation by 20%. That's like you're getting bajillion fucking stone a minute. Like, yeah, can you imagine playing an FFA and having like 15 ubus and then building like million bombard towers or something? Scaling on this seems crazy, but maybe their like upgrade costs like 3,000 stone or something, you know, like maybe this reinforcement costs 1,000 stone. But the amount of stone that you're getting is kind of nuts with all this. The Golden Horde gets access to beachhead ramps, allowing units inside a ramp to shoot arrows, and the Glorious Charge ability, an activated global ability that affects units next to a fortified outpost, giving a speed boost and temporary damage reduction. Okay, so it's tied to fortified outposts. So fortified outposts are going to be extremely important. It's on the site? Yeah, okay. So fortified outposts can either give you bonus units, increase the move speed of your units and temporary damage reduction, give you gold gathering rate on your farm guys. That's assuming there's 3. That seems like a lot of micromanagement because it said earlier you can only have 1 activated. That seems like a lot of switching back and forth to the point where you might need to like hotkey it or something. Finally, for to me this seems like more complicated Mongol, like quite a bit more complicated, but maybe I'm wrong. Finally, for the Imperial Age, the Golden Horde has the choice between Stone Armies and Yem Network Trade. Stone Armies lets the Golden Tent produce sets of unique units for stone. Unique units are either new units or units from other civilizations like Kaganat Palace. Which makes sense because it sounds like you're gonna have billion stone. While the Yem Network Trade makes the Golden Tent produce 10 gold / 10 sec per 10 seconds for each fortified outpost, up to 60 gold per 10 seconds, which is, we calculated this, it's 360 gold per minute, right? Which seems pretty shit. I'm gonna be honest, this one seems pretty shit. I know it's 360 gold per minute, but if this can make you some good unique units, that seems a lot better. Like, imagine if you can pick to make Nest of Bees. Why the fuck would you need gold when you can make Nest of Bees? You know what I mean? So I want to give a shout out to I am not here or there for making both of these, by the way. Again, these are a bit outdated, but if you're watching this on YouTube or if you're watching on Twitch, maybe you were not up to date on these, so I just wanted to give you guys updates. And obviously I did cover a lot of these already in the website previews, but we got more clarity in like the landmarks and how the stuff works. Now I do have pictures with leaks with the new DLC with specific upgrades and the Crucible mode, more official information. But this has been going on for like 40 minutes and I don't want to make this video 27,000 hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it here for the YouTube video, and then we're going to make another video covering the Crucible and these leaked screenshots. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I want to thank you so much for watching. Check me out live. I stream live on both Twitch and YouTube. Like I said, I took a 2-week break for mental health reasons, but I am back streaming pretty much every day. So if you enjoyed this video, I'm going to keep you guys updated with the new DLC stuff. Make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed on YouTube. And that's it. People watching live, let's keep going.